Hello everyone and welcome back to another ARL Tier 1 race. We're here for the 15th round of 16, the penultimate round of course, of this championship, and we could have our champion crowned today. This is Tier 1 at Mexico. I hope everyone's having a great day so far. We'll get into things very shortly indeed, but firstly I'd like to welcome Raptor back again in commentary. How are you doing today? Oh, it was a big off from Matty.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Was in the car with Anne Meenan earlier. um,
Oh god.
she, according to GOG News, was arrested for 30 years for stabbing a
Really?
cow.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
yeah, just caught escaping Alcatraz. Uh, so yeah, I've been okay. Had a nice snooze just before this race. Yeah.
Oh god. This is perhaps the most banter you're gonna get out of us for
Uh,
this race. And, well, there is a bit of explaining to do, if you like. Well, I don't know really. And I haven't quite thought how I was gonna put things into words today. Um, all week it's like, okay, we're hovering on like half attendance. And I know at the minute a lot of the top leagues and the game cycle not helping with that. I see people nowadays. I think Limitless the other day even put out, we need drivers for TSRL Tier 1 before any sort of things. We won't really
yeah.
speak about that too much. That will not be our focus for this stream, of course. But there's other leagues out there as well going, we need drivers, our attendance is really quite low. And that's kind of what it felt like this week, although being in the 15th round of 16 when there's not another season after this, like a full proper season before F1 2021, you can't really do that. And it's just gradually got worse throughout the week with expectation, and I don't know why it is. I don't know whether it's, a statement to the league, because I know people from so-called partners, um, you know, these so-called, I don't know. I don't really know, to be honest, but yeah, just lack of will to race in this stage of the game cycle. I don't know, but yeah, I don't want to dwell on that for too long. But we have 15 drivers today, consisting of 6 tier 2 drivers. So I'm aware that does sound really, really poor, and maybe you'll see that. Maybe as we get into the race, the skill gap will be absolutely massive, and we'll just have a Portuguese Grand Prix.
Oh.
I hope that doesn't happen. Stewarding system. Well, yeah, I don't think the way to fix that is to not race. You
Yeah.
can. Okay. I don't want to start and
Yeah.
into like chat
Oh.
argument or anything, but
Yeah, just on board there with Chungus, got a bit loose. Still goes pole, but lost a good few tenths there. Getting very loose and coming into the final corner.
yeah, Chungus absolutely rapid at the moment. A clear tier 1 pace driver at this point. Obviously, being towards the end of the season, the progress he's made, that's understandable. A lot of these guys could well fit into tier 1 at some point. Bennett says he just wants to prove himself today, which is absolutely fair enough. Patriot had an outstanding race yesterday, was really on the pace, so it's good to see him here. Rossi has good pace around here as well. Great to see him in here too. Deluxe seems to have made big strides, but LMG, with no VRT Lilley here today, I'm just going to double check how many points it is, but I really think he only needs to really finish today, to be honest. Yeah, the gap is 19 points, I believe it is. So LMG needs to finish 8th or above No, 6th or above, because that's 8 points. And that will take him onto a 27-point gap. Which, with LMG, you can really guarantee it. So, we'll see. It's his championship. He's probably not going to win it in the fashion that he would have hoped, but yeah, deserves it nonetheless.
Yeah, my controller just died there, so I don't know if you asked me anything.
No, not specifically. I was just pausing there. F1 driver up to 2nd, Jab up to 3rd place at the moment. Everyone on the soft tyres so far, so a clear commitment to this strategy at the moment, but those who qualify 11th to 15th will have that free choice of course and excuse me, be able to get themselves into this race. But yeah, we'll have to see on that one, because it depends. You know, we could have Alfie deliberately start in 11th just to try and gain a strategical advantage and take the race fight that way, but knowing him, he wants to give it a good go with no line. Again, insane improvements, and yeah, should be fighting for pole in his mind at least. You've realised the race is wet. Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Is it? I thought was it at the end that it was wet, or
No, it's the start.
the start? Is it the start?
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. Well, that just throws my entire train of thinking, my train of speech. Light rain to dry. Okay, well I thought it could have been the other way around, and it was right at the end. I don't know why I thought that, because I swear, yeah, someone said it was at the start, but yeah, I must have just forgotten about that. Anyway, yeah, I mean,
And then sign up to Mr. Booker P5.
yeah, it seems to be quite close at the minute, which is always good to see. You know, if there's close racing, at least, if people do this properly, then there'll be absolutely no issue with this race whatsoever. And hopefully, the Tier 2 guys can take this with a bit of maturity as well. I think Mr. Boker's actually giving Deluxe a tow, which is quite nice of him. So
yeah, of course, Deluxe are reserved from Tier 2.
yeah, it's really good on 1 lap pace, we know that. It'll be a great opportunity again to just try and show he has that racecraft. It's something that certainly people criticise him for, not in like a not in an insulting way like the media might do it, but just other drivers a little bit critical of his racecraft. But I'm sure he's been trying to improve on that. The more races you do, the more you'll get used to it. And has the slipstream helped him from Mr. Boker as he comes up to the line and actually goes into P8. So a good effort from him. Axe as well. Yeah, he's invalid actually. LMG did a lot of practice around here for the recent SRC Mexico race. He goes into 1st place now, just ahead of Alfie, who previously set that 1:12.9. Should be a great fight between those two, and I really hope it is, just to try and make up for it today.
Yeah.
It's not real like F1 driver either. I think he's just started another lap, currently on 1:13.2 as he attacks the 1st corner. Rear end can get a little bit loose. Quick changes of direction. Just a small correction on the exit there as he floors the throttle down towards turn 4. Still on board with F1 drivers. He attacks the S's using all of the track on the right before absolutely flat out doesn't quite look like that in real life visually anyway, and certainly the cars can't handle it in that way, but still, nonetheless, makes it a very interesting part of this Mexican Grand Prix circuit. And F1 driver coming up to the line, but a great lap so far, takes him to a 13.0, a 2/10 improvement, and has solidified his third place a little bit more.
Yeah, Patriot up to P6 just after F1 driver set his lap. A good lap for Patriot.
Indeed. Yeah. And the Williams alongside his good friend Axe, these two get along well as a team, as just friends in the league, so I'm sure Axe is delighted to have him on board, but maybe not so delighted that he's 2/10 in front of him at the moment. Bit of a shootout qualifying at the moment. See who gets to the top. Nobody really pushing at the moment. Everyone will be heading back to the pit and new set of tyres, maybe lower the fuel, and then one last chance.
Yeah.
Apparently just came up in my bottom left at LMG, just set the fastest lap, but that was ages ago. Pluto has gone out for an early out lap. I believe he has invalidated 2 so far. We can actually have a quick look at that on the race director. So, well, it doesn't show it because he's probably boxed on both of them. But yeah, Raptor, he'll be the first one around. So how about you take us on a virtual tour of Mexico?
Oh, okay.
Providing he sets a valid lap.
Yeah, hopefully he does. So, out of this final corner, a bit shaky there. Very long front straight here. I think it might be the longest run down to the first corner on the whole calendar. Might be wrong there. Gonna go into this hard braking zone now. For small chicane-like corners here. Turn 2 and 3 onto another DRS straight. Not as long, of course, but still enough room to make a move. Gonna go into this another similar part of turn 2, 3, and into a hairpin kind of with the double apex. Into the S section now. It's a very fast X section, yeah, and it's easy to invalidate and get warnings here, so hopefully he doesn't.
Oh, he's a bit wide.
Oh, he's on it. He's invalid.
He's invalid, yeah.
Ah.
And that's all it takes around Mexico. And Pluto, he might be able to charge and go for another one. I think that's what he's trying to do, so we'll keep a good eye on that. Meanwhile, Bennett has just started a flying lap. He's got 2 cars on the right-hand side of Axe and Alfie, who do the right thing and pull over to the sides. Unlike Nikita never mind Bennett, he's gone straight on. Unlike Nikita Mazepin, who just thought he'd block the Red Bull of Sergio Perez earlier. But it's also not as bad as what Lewis Hamilton did and assumed Perez was a lapped car, even though he was actually overtaking him for position. If you think they're spoilers, literally nothing else happens, so, you know.
Oh, Axe is around trying to cut the corners. Nice one, Axe.
Well, we might do a bit of damage to his tyres. Important they're in the best possible condition before the lap. I think Pluto is on another run. He's just on the run down to turn 4 now, where, like you said before, you can make overtakes here, but it's more the second part of the chicane. It's about getting onto the inside line and just being in front there. Double apex right, of course.
Make sure not to invalid here, like he done last lap.
He'll be more cautious, maybe, or will he?
No.
No.
Oh, he's entered it. Oh.
This time it was just too much inside curb, and that is all it can take.
LMG improves. 3/10 now ahead.
GRTC pitting, and I think the next car is F1 driver, who is still improving. He's going really well so far.
Always lost. Oh. Can he do
Crosses
it?
the line.
No.
12.9. LMG has, I believe, is just at a 12.6. Is anyone
Wow.
going to beat that? Certainly, you'd associate Alfie with trying to beat that, but LMG has all the experience from the other week in SRC, where it wasn't quite his day, but I'm sure the preparation gives him a lot of know-how for this one. Alfie, not even a 10th up at this point in the lap, but he's still going to be giving it his all. Jarve up to 4th. Yeah, Alfie really wide. That's all of his time gone.
Yeah,
And
and it's
again,
invalid.
yeah, just invalidating.
Ah, that's a pity. So, Bennett's the last
Bennett's
car.
invalid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is going to be the order then.
LMG takes pole, and now only needs 6 points to, 7 points to clinch the championship.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, let me see what Ryan sent.
And if Williams outscore McLaren by 4 points, they win the Constructors. It is still a 2-on-2 in terms of Williams versus McLaren, and this is how the grid shapes up. LMG takes pole by 3/10 over VRT Alfie. Very close behind is F1 driver. Then it's Jarve as well on the second row. Jab and Matty lock out row 3 there. So Matty actually with a really solid lap. TRT Seed in 7th had a Patriot and Bocat and Chungus, who were just separated there by just over 200ths of a second. Then comes Deluxe, Axe in 12th place, which is quite surprising. Bennett has a 5-place grid penalty, and then it's Rossi and Pluto who will jump ahead of that Red Bull.
But yeah, it's on the start as a wet race. Yes, which it is.
Yeah. Should be intermediate conditions. I think we can confirm on the race director. Yeah. Should be nothing more than intermediate weather. So be a bit of a free-for-all at the start. Who gets the better traction down towards turn 1? You'd suspect the pad players. So, you know, LMG, Alfie, F1 driver and Jarve, they're all on wheel. In 5th place, of course, it is Jab, who I believe is a pad player. So, watch out for him. He may go very, very well in this early part of the race. Providing he's done the preparation, of course, because that could be the real difference maker. We have a formation lap, of course, for them to get up to speed. And I guess it's a good time to just hazard some guesses, you know, how this race would shape up. Of course, we've got the tier 2 competitors in here as well. So, what do you really expect from them, Raptor?
From the tier 2 racers.
Yeah.
I expect them to give up a good fight because I'm sure they want to show what they have against these tier 1 drivers. Chungus, Deluxe, the two front. Sorry, Patriots is the front runner. Isn't? Yeah, he is. Yeah, and I expect him to and all of them. I can't speak English. I just expect them all to put up a great battle and between themselves and tier 1 drivers and to show what they have. Deluxe and Axe make contact. Not a great start for them.
Indeed. Oh, Pluto and Bennett as well.
Yeah. What do you think they can do?
Well, Yeah, obviously, it's a wonderful opportunity for them. We know what a lot of these guys are capable of, and you know, if we could extend some tiers, if the grids were bigger, you know, we could see this like on a permanent basis. But unfortunately, it's not always that way, and you just got to get on with what you're given sometimes. Because if you're slow on time trials at the start of the season, you will just kind of be sitting in that tier, hoping for the improvement to come along, and then wait for the opportunity. That's what they've got, just out of the blue, really. I don't think anyone was really expecting this. I think everyone's a bit surprised coming into this one. Like, really, where is everyone? But, yeah, still unknown to the cause, really. We are going to have a race, and it's going to be a proper race. Hopefully, everyone willingly getting on with it, because I know sometimes it could just be a bit easy to take your eye off actually racing properly, which I've seen before at times. So hopefully we can hugely avoid that. So yeah, the 5 red lights about to come on. We have a wet start here in Mexico City. 5 red lights coming on now for us, but not the drivers. We'll wait for them to rev it up. It's LMG ahead of Alfie. 7 points needed for LMG to take the championship. It's lights out, and away we go. It's going to be a tentative start, but look out for the likes of Jab. He's already up to 5th, but Alfie's already up to the lead.
Also huge crash.
Oh, huge crash. Oh, it's going to be an immediate safety car, is it not? Virtual safety car to neutralise it. Alfie runs deep. LMG's actually taken the lead there, but he's going to have to give it back. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be nasty for the stewards to have a look at that. Not quite sure the cause of that.
Yeah, I believe it was 5 wide at one stage, which I knew was not going to end well. I clipped it just to in case the stewards want to see something. I didn't really get a good angle.
Yeah, nor did I. I was just flicking through and on board with LMG as Alfie went past him. So maybe not great camera work on my part there. Probably showed a wider angle of that. But nonetheless, Boca is out of the race. He gave that great service to Deluxe in qualifying, but unfortunately hasn't made it a turn. I'm so surprised that was a virtual that we only got 1 DNF out of that.
Chair from Patriot.
Job on Patriot. Indeed, for 6th place that is. Seed already went up to 4th, so he's displaced Jarv, 1 Merc for another in 4th place. Bennett ahead of Chungus. Something's not a great start for Chungus. Yeah, he has damage. So does Matty. Rossi does as well. So is it these back 4 that have got damage? Bennett certainly doesn't. So it's yeah, these back 3. One driver down, 14 to go. We've got Pluto ahead of Deluxe. I think he picked up a penalty for contact under the VSC, but we know he's been struggling with track limits as well, so could be the first of a very damaging race in terms of penalties.
Yeah, those 3 into the pits.
For more intermediate tyres, of course. Certainly not anywhere near slick conditions, and certainly not anywhere near full wet conditions, so they've just got to stick with what they've got, of course, and we'll need to try and make up some time. But of course, 3 tier 2 drivers, they're not racing for particularly many points. Of course, they are on the table if they want to get them. Oh, was that LMG sliding a bit wide?
Yeah, very loose. I thought he was going to spin it there, but kept the car alive.
Jar picking up first track limits penalty of the afternoon.
Axe getting past Lux.
Yep, important for Axe. Can win the Constructors' Championship today, and I'm sure VRT Lilley, whatever he's doing at the moment, I assume karting. I assume it's karting related for him. Will return and hopefully see that they've won the championship. But LMG still after the lead of the race. A lot of overtake being used. Can be saved maybe a little bit more easily in the wet at times, but certainly they'll be very tempted to deploy a lot of it down the straight. Pluto on Patriot for P7. Down the inside goes Pluto, but Patriot's going to try and hang it around the outside. He was just back out before the second corner. and that was maybe wise because it for a moment looked like there might have been a spin.
Yeah, good decision there.
Axe on
Accent,
Patriot.
yeah.
That might have been a coordinated switch of positions. I know they're communicating at the moment, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. But you know, fair play. Might as well let Axe have a crack at the cars in front. Need to try and gain that race time. 1.5 behind Pluto at the moment. 2.7 behind Jarve when he gets to Pluto. So
Yeah.
probably better for the race. We'll see. But Jab is putting Seed under a lot of pressure. Certainly he was earlier. Another fastest lap for Alfie. No DRS enabled, of course. But LMG is just hovering at that 1 second gap. It'll be important for the slipstream as well. Axe with the fastest lap. So there you go. That was, yeah, certainly needed situation for the Williams team.
Yeah. A bit of a train now. LMG holding these up. He's now dropped a good bit behind Alfie. So it's a bit of a train down to P5.
Yes, certainly is. And could it be F1 driver that strikes first on LMG? Could it be Seed on F1 driver? Could it be Jab on Seed? Or Jav on Jab? Because he's actually gained a little bit of time. He is struggling though, that's the thing. You know, it seems like he's got good pace, but just needs to eliminate the mistakes. But yeah, like you say, Matty on Chungus.
I think it's the other way around there. Chungus getting past Matty. Did F1 driver make a small mistake or something? Dropped a bit back from LMG.
Starting to open up at the front.
Yeah.
Lap 5 of 36. Alfie leads 1.1 seconds over LMG. Then comes F1 driver, TRT Seed and Jab. Again getting close within about 2-3 tenths there. Just really getting on the brakes late.
Oh.
And I'm sure on pad, of course, his traction not to be obviously rude, of course, you know. It's fine he's playing on pads, but often you do have just a slight traction advantage. Deluxe with the time penalty.
Yeah, you want to avoid getting penalties, especially at Mexico. It always helps if there's a late race safety car at any track, of course. But
Absolutely.
especially in Mexico when it's so easy. Oh, Steve's very loose.
Ooh, and this could be a great opportunity for Jab. There will be no DRS, but it will sense this opportunity straight onto the overtake. And that just caused a little bit of wheel spin.
Yeah.
So imagine if he went around from that.
It would not have been good.
Differing lines into the hairpin at the stadium section. Very, very narrow. Such a bizarre sequence of corners. I know it goes through an old baseball stadium, but like, I just don't really understand it. Like, who designed that?
For the fans, Milo.
Because, oh yeah, it's a good point. It is a wonderful bit of track and atmosphere, of course.
Yeah. Oh!
Oh! And that was Jab tapping Seed. That could have been a spin. That could have been damage. But I think both are free. And Jav again on the power.
Yeah.
Just getting loose.
Oh, Rossi nearly spins it at the back. It's just flicking through. I saw him very loose, nearly into the barriers.
Yeah. I'm sure he's not got a smile on his face after being 11 seconds and involved in the start crash.
Yeah.
Seventh lap of 36.
Yellow.
These virtual safety car, and Jarv is out of the race
Final
after
corner.
a spin at the final corner onto the start finish straight.
Yeah, looks like he lost and hit the outside barriers and swung nearly back onto the
Oh my
track.
God.
That's what my guess
Yep.
would be.
A second virtual safety car, although, yeah. Bit random how neither have been full safety cars, but it does mean the race will get underway quite quickly, and there's no real need for a safety car because it's not like you can really take a strategy gamble at this point. It's not stopped raining yet.
Yeah.
Still intermediate tyres all the way.
Oh,
So
green.
F1 driver getting close. Don't think anyone picked up a drive through, which is good to see. Trying to think who it was in tier 3 that got one, but Jab behind Seeds, and again it's at this section of the track. Jab will be waiting, then getting on the overtake to try and avoid that wheel spin from a few laps ago that we saw it, but he is really close, and out of all of these drivers he'll be the first to be making a move.
Yeah.
Tentative out of the final corner as they cross the line to start lap 8. Will be a quarter of the way through at the end of this lap. We're a bit behind schedule, of course, because of slightly late lobby setup due to the conclusion of the Portuguese Grand Prix, and yeah, we had obviously attendance to think about as well. We'll see. We're still happy to have the race go ahead, albeit maybe not particularly great look, but you know, it's understandable if people think that. Oh, Bennett is just yeah, just watch that, just step beyond the white line. So easy to do that and get a warning. He's putting Deluxe under all sorts of pressure. To turn 5. Double right apex coming up. Not particularly great overtaking spot.
Jab's
And again,
off.
something I never...
You ran a bit wide there, got loose.
Yeah. He had a second gap there, so... probably about the furthest away he's been from Seed in some laps. But now we're on board with F1 driver, and he could well be getting past LMG very soon. He's 6/10 back. He was a little bit closer, but final corner came back and he just lost some of that time. Still in the slipstream and closing in very nicely. Everyone's going to be aggressive on the brakes, using as much as the inside curb, using as much of the track as physically possible, but that's what gets you the points at Mexico. You've got to do that without getting warnings and penalties.
Yeah.
Rain seems to be easing, by the way. It's almost stopped.
Yeah, we'll stop any lap now and dry up. So we'll see what people do with the strategy. Oh right. I confused my controller. My controller batteries are low. I unplugged it by accident.
Well, I think it's fair to say it's officially stopped raining.
Yeah.
So, give it a couple laps. We'll be thinking about slick tyres. However, it is still overcast. We kind of had an opposite situation in Tier 3 yesterday, where it started raining. Still was raining. was raining for a long time, still on the slick tyres, and it's like, is this actually going to get to that point? Yeah, I did just about, but really, you still needed to be on slick, so I wonder how long these guys will be going on intermediates for. Oh, Bennett on Deluxe, and this is into turn 1. Bennett with the outside line. He's just being squeezed there to the apex. He'll be looking to take advantage of the outside line. No, just a bit of contact. It's damage on the front wing of that AlphaTauri. Not sure where it's come from.
Yeah.
TRT seed, yeah. We still might see a few more track limit penalties when we come to the dry period as they start learning the limits of grip again. Starting to dry up a little bit, but there's still a lot of spray and nobody will be pitting this lap, that's for sure. Start lap 11 of this 36 lap race, running at about 1 minute 27s at the moment. Just on board with seed there. We should be getting into the mid 15s. LMG as it stands would have scored 19 points in this race, of course, with the pole point as well. Fastest lap at the moment. Still goes to Axe, but not by much. He was showing some pace earlier on. He's now on the back of Pluto, who also has gained a little bit to Jab. So, overall, good pace for Pluto and Axe. I don't think Pluto's got actually a track limit penalty yet. Just the 5 seconds for a collision, I think, at one point.
Yeah, I think so.
Again, Jab close into this section. The rears step out a little bit on under braking. Deluxe with a time penalty. And again, they stay out.
Oh, see, nearly loses it there into the barrier. Nearly loses it at the final corner. Really close to the barriers.
Didn't quite catch that, but Jab, yeah, he had the overtake on for a little bit, but just not really able to gain. Once we have the DRS, they'll be flying by in an instant. Which means for LMG, still 1.1 seconds back. We'll see how this slick pace is looking, because we still could well have a 3-way fight for the lead with F1 driver as well. So let's wait and see. Yeah, it's certainly drier. Not a lot of spray, but still some. Chungus is actually in for soft tyres. So here's our first gambler. Please gamble responsibly. Oh, Jab! Oh, no. It is Jab around. And he got front wing damage from that as well. Was that maybe contact with Seeds? It might have been, considering the time lost.
Yeah. And let's see if Chungus can get past Rossi here. I think he's gonna... Yeah, softer, faster than it looks like. LMG then.
Alfie stayed out.
Oh no, Alfie.
Oh.
I think it's right on the crossover here, so not much between them at all.
Mediums on for F1 driver, LMG, Seed, and Pluto, Jab, and Patriot will likely follow suit. No softs for Pluto. He's gone the other way. He can probably do about 10 laps on them, and then take a pair of mediums. Oh dear. I was
roughly.
watching MotoGP. I guess earlier. I guess it's a pair of tyres on those bikes.
Yeah.
Do you call it a pair though?
Uh,
And it is two.
I'd call it uh, tires.
Things.
Wheels.
Max also stayed out. Well, will Alfie lose the lead here? Is it just on the crossover period where he can get away with still having the intermediate tyres on
I'm not sure. I don't think it is.
and have a nice warm set ready for him? Oh, he's just... You
So
can
what it
just hear
says.
it, the wheel spin. I think LMG is starting to gain and just look a little bit more comfortable on those tyres. This is going to be close then. Oh my god,
my.
Alfie nearly crashes into the pit lane.
Would not have been good.
Neutral just to try and get it stopped. Into the pits comes Alfie. Oh, they're slow for him. And you know why that is? Because Rossi pit just a moment ago, I think, as well. Alfie goes onto the soft tyres, trying that opposite strategy.
Who's that
And
around?
Bennett, I think, with damage.
No, yeah, it was, yeah, better.
And LMG takes the lead of this race, but not by much. Still 7/10 in it, and Alfie has the soft tyres.
Oh. Okay. Patriot.
Oh, Patriot on jab.
Yeah.
That's the soft tyres working well for him.
Axe actually has got past Pluto.
He has.
Maybe Pluto had a slow stop. Then it comes in. Maybe to retire. Oh no, yes, damage, yeah, sorry.
I think Pluto pit directly behind LMG, so he would have had a bigger hold up. And Axe pit the one lap later onto soft tyres as well. Are these guys trying to make two sets of softs work? I highly doubt you can. It will be close. I'm sure that'll be in their minds, but soft medium,
Alfie
the safe option.
hit
Yeah.
LMG there.
Got a bit of contact, and we have some racing. Thank God, and we've got the DRS engaged as well. So, here we go, start of lap 15. Look, the overtake already. The soft tyres working wonders. Alfie is through and back up into the lead of the race. Wherever the bottle comments now, Feta Cheese. And Pluto with the fastest lap as well. Let's Axe overtake Seed.
Yep. Patriot fastest lap.
Start to see these lap times tumbling down.
Yeah, as the track dries and dries.
I'm quite looking forward to my toad in the hole after this race.
Okay.
Needed something to mention. Look at the gap now. Oh! That's a time penalty.
Oh no.
Alfie Bottle. Oh no.
I'd be like, where's the
LMG's struggling actually. He's just had a big lockup into the penultimate corner.
Access the fastest lap while he's at it. Access the fastest lap.
Axe is flying and will soon be on the back of F1 driver and maybe on the back of LMG. Nathan says, "Can I come to yours? I love Toad in the Hole." Oh well, you see, with COVID, you know, outside groups of 6, everyone could come and have a Toad in the Hole, and LMG will not be having a Toad in the Hole because it's very naughty. A penalty for him, 3 warnings, and now he is level on penalties with VRT Alfie. So Alfie will be breathing a sigh of relief that he's now level behind with penalties. F1 driver and Axe still penalty free at the moment. Axe in the DRS range of F1 driver. VRT Alfie with another fastest lap. Chungus with a penalty, but now we are turn our attention back to this overtake because this is for the podium. This could be championship defining this evening for Williams, as more points on the board for them. They just need to outscore McLaren by 4, I think it is, to win it. So McLaren do have 19 and 8, which is 27. But then Patriot with 6, Axe with 15, so that is 21. Axe will be hoping to swap positions with LMG very, very quickly and hope penalty situation stays the same. They're very, very close, Williams. It might not all be done and dusted today. Alfie is still flying. He's got off the track, though.
Oh.
Maybe just pushing a little bit too hard. Could that have been an additional warning? Might have been. Well, he got another one on the previous lap. Another fastest lap for VRT Alfie, but look at the pace difference of Axe F1. He is absolutely flying. And let's take a look at his warnings as well. I hope he doesn't get past LMG on this straight. 2 warnings for Axe. Yeah, needs to avoid picking up that final warning. Thank you to everyone joining us, of course. And Pluto and Seed, well, it's never a race that goes by with these two without mentioning what happened in Bahrain. Different scenario here, of course. A little bit of contact. Oh, and a squeeze left by Seed. Down the inside goes Pluto. I'm sure he'll be very happy to see him in his mirrors, but not for too much longer. What a switchback from Seed into turn 6 and 7. And Pluto will not be very happy seeing his rear wing again. Can he get him again? Sure, he'll be waiting for the main straight. But let's go back to Axe, because he was about a quarter of a second behind him there. Now back up to half a second. But I'm sure this will be his best opportunity so far. Overtake engaged, a lot of it being deployed. And the DRS open as well. He'll be shown the inside line by LMG. Yep, there's nothing he can really fight with there. 11% ERS in that McLaren. And Pluto ahead of Seed as well.
Seed fight back. You can't do anything about that. Will you have DRS, or is it? Is there one activation? Yeah, Pluto has it, not Seed, yeah.
2 DRS activation zones, 3 DRS straights, although the quote-unquote third that was only added 2019? Must have been. Was it 18? Yeah, not sure. But yeah, not really as effective as the other two, but still brings cars just a little bit closer into the final section, I suppose. So there's nothing too wrong with that.
Alfie fast.
The fastest lap for VRT Alfie. Yeah, well, that's smashed out the park by Axe. 1 minute 16.2. Remember, he did have the DRS there for, I think, 2 straights.
Yeah. Well, here comes Seed on Pluto again. On the outside line. Can he? Yeah, he's going to get the move done before the braking zone. So, nice move there for Seed.
Yeah, very nicely done. Well, Pluto, we saw this on the previous lap. That might be a corner cut there from Pluto. Might have been given a warning, yet just has nothing there. Oh, Chungus around at the final corner. Jarv did it in the wet. Chungus has now completed it, mate, in the dry. Mate. So, completed it, mate.
And about to get lapped here by Alfie.
Bennett masterclass
Yes.
so far. Well, unfortunately, I think he had a spin, was involved in the early race stuff. Fair play to him for continuing. That's what we want to see more of in Tier 1. So, you know, a Tier 2 driver coming and doing it. It's like, well, why can't Tier 1 drivers do that too? Yep, he'll just have him out of the way. Maybe he won't be too happy with the way he's done that, because blue flags are still shown in the game and they still will give you
Yellow, who's
penalties.
that?
It's Chungus round again. Yeah,
Yeah, she has no wing. That's a CSC.
it is a third virtual safety car of the day.
Deluxe Pro. Let's put on more mediums. Okay. Back out on track. This
Yeah,
pits to
to be
replace his
honest.
wing. I was
Oh,
retired.
yeah. Retirement.
Yep. And it's green flags around the track again.
It is indeed. We're nearly 2/3 of the way through. That's felt like a long one, but
Yeah.
I guess that's just how late we started. I guess we would have nearly finished qualifying normally, but we should be more on schedule next week because of the Spanish GPs a little bit earlier, I think. But
Yeah.
Pluto again, still facing the back of Seed. Softs versus medium tyres. So at this point, the mediums might come back into the game a little bit more. Softs tend to die about 10 to... Well, they become slower probably a bit earlier, but death is probably 10 to 12. Like, Tier 3 drivers managed to get 13 squeezed out of them before they pit onto another set, just to... Because they couldn't pit onto Inters, they just had to get another slick set, and it was one of those situations. That race, of course, won by Cool Kyogre. Didn't win a race until USA this season, now has 2 in a row. He's really satisfied with his improvement. A weekly chat, of course, with LSJ Rundle as they clinched the Tier 3 Constructors title there, McLaren. And, yeah, just overall kind of opposite race to this in terms of weather.
Pluto was in. First it was soft runners to pit.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be mediums just to
Yes,
play
it
it
is.
safe till the end. Bit more consistency as well.
He's not going. Oh, wait, sorry, that's just a glitch of the game. Still gonna come out in P8, so good for him.
Yeah, maybe it'll be trying to undercut Seed. Did Pluto... Yeah, Pluto must have served his penalty. There's been no safety car, so it's still eligible to have 5 seconds taken off his race time, of course. If that's the case, I'm sure it will be very important to hang on by a thread for the championship. But of course, Axe in front of LMG. 18 points for Williams. Actually, 26 at the moment for Williams. And 19 for McLaren. But obviously, still pit stops pending. LMG is still very, very close to the championship. Basically, needs to finish this race in 6th or above. If it doesn't finish, it goes to the final race. But most unlikely of scenarios for VRT Lilley to walk back into. According to reliable sources, aka Dominant Square, Alfie and Axe are going to be pitting onto another set of soft tyres. Big brain. Oh, Deluxe, that's in the pit lane.
Was
Okay.
retired while in point positions. Come
Oh,
on.
yeah, genuinely, that is how, I'll say the word, stupid people can get. Sorry, Deluxe. But unless he's genuinely had to go for
Yeah.
an emergency reason, then dinner is always an emergency reason, and that counts. If you need feeding, you need feeding. Here comes LMG again on Axe as the mediums have worked their way back into the race. He's used all of his battery and he's going to go around the outside at turn 1 with Axe have nothing to fight with no DRS. They're going to have to try and stretch these soft tyres, of course. LMG will also be pitting onto softs surely very soon. At least that will put him in a very nice position to just be level with Alfie and try and go and beat him for pace. So yeah, there's still a lot in terms of strategy. That's Bennett there, about to be lapped by F1 drivers. Is he picking up penalties for ignoring blue flags? I don't think he is.
No, because he's been in and out of the blue flags for the last while. There you go.
He's just let him through. Those soft tyres do now look shot as they've done 11 laps on them. I'm not sure if they were used or new actually. So F1 driver is in.
Does that mean the mediums might not make it?
Well, I'm sure this is a dual, well, a both undercut attempt and just getting rid of the medium tyres. Fresh one's crucial. LMG has another penalty. Axe got one fairly recently as well. I did pick up on that.
Yeah.
But now that LMG has another one, yeah, that puts him in quite a damaging position. F1 drive with no penalty, so he might lose the podium altogether. Still win the championship, of course, if he finishes 6th or above.
Yeah.
Or actually, 7th with fastest lap, I think is acceptable.
Yeah, it will be.
So, might see Alfie going on this lap. He's about to lap Matty Mumu and Rossi.
Will he come in? He will.
Yep. Undoubtedly so. And LMG.
And Axe.
Hits as well. Axe as well.
Patriot. I'm guessing we'll say it just to avoid getting the lead. No, he will come in.
I don't think he's got enough life left in them, so we'll see how that goes. VRT Alfie ahead of LMG, ahead of Axe, and Patriot in as well. Jab should jump Patriot, but F1 driver shoots up into 4th place. Will it be 3rd? Look at the run he's got on Axe. Oh, this could be absolutely massive. And through goes F1 driver into what, a net lead of the race because of the penalty situation.
Yeah. It's already got one win this season, I believe, in Monza, wasn't it?
Yes, Monza, that is right. I think it's quite important to keep that leader gap up because, well, just needs to stay within that 3 seconds, albeit he does have 1 lap older tyres.
Yeah. Matty
with the fastest lap.
Good for him. And running the points.
To your friends. Yeah, he is running the points, so we'll get an additional one as it stands, but it all depends on obviously LMG, Alfie, likely to beat it.
Yep. Well, can LMG get past here? Probably too far back. So,
Rossi just exiting the pit lane.
Okay, so
Close, but not close. Oh, he brakes late.
Will he be able to
Oh,
get him
Axe
here?
got past F1 driver
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. Seed ahead of Pluto, who's been on those mediums for 4 laps now. So, again... Oh, it's gone! F1 driver with a 3-second time penalty. And he could have well been in the frame for a race victory. That is no more. Let's go back to penalties. And Alfie on 3, LMG on 6. So again, if he just stays within 3 seconds of LMG, he'll get the podium.
Yeah, let me check the warnings. Alfie has 2 additional warnings, so one more warning and Alfie's got a penalty.
The pressure he's under as well.
I don't know when LMG got penalties, because they're just all invalidated left hands, I think, when he got penalties.
Fastest lap for LMG, and is this going to be his race lead on track?
It is.
You bet it is. Easy. So easy with the DRS and the slipstream advantage as well. But Alfie, if he's confident he won't get another warning, he'll probably just be trying to stick in DRS, trying to just maintain the gap. Seed with another penalty, that'll put Pluto in front as it stands, and even maybe Jab and Patriot. So that could be very costly 9 seconds.
Rossi penalty.
Rossi with time penalty. Lap down, of course.
LMG, fastest lap.
Yep, again, but Alfie still in the DRS, so LMG still under the constant pressure. Seen a great last lap at Russia between these two.
Yeah.
It's good water. 8 out of 10 for water.
Okay. What brand?
From the tap, mate.
Oh yes, I love the tap water.
It's nice and chilled, so you know.
Yes.
Oh, very good. And before we get a harmful message from the commentary chat saying stop talking about water, talk about the race. Well, there is a race, we're watching it, and we're fully aware of the championship too on the line here. So LMG is net P2 still, because Axe has dropped out of 3 seconds as well, as has F1 driver from the podium. So it's likely to be a P2 finish here for LMG, unless VRT Alfie gets another warning, and then which LMG can win the championship in style with a race win as well.
Yeah.
27 points at the moment he has, because of the fastest lap too.
Bennett might be able to help him with DRS soon. Of course, both race from McLaren and different tiers.
Well, yeah, something I didn't really think about throughout the race. Yeah,
McLaren technically
that's
have
surely a
2
second.
teams.
They do basically have 2 teams running, yeah, but tyres, please. Yeah, sorry, there you go.
Yeah, he's going to
They're
get
on the
DRS
screen.
here. That's going to be very helpful.
He's basically going to be inside of him through the final corner. Does that give you slipstream as well?
I don't know.
Well, the DRS advantage keeps him through anyway. Yeah, I'm sure Alfie won't be too impressed with those tactics,
Oh,
but
very late
no.
bacon.
Well, you know, you've got to move. It's still a blue flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has moved out of the way now. Understandable if Alfie's not happy with that, but depends. Yeah, the tyre situation on the screen as well. It's nothing too different because obviously everyone started on the intermediate tyres. People did go have a bit of a split between soft and mediums, but Alfie and Axe have actually gone soft. So they've done exceptionally well. Alfie's still in the net lead on the penalty front as well, so let's draw your attention back to that. I think we might have a move between Pluto, Jab and Pluto. Jab's just picked up a penalty there. I said Seed has 9. He'll still be within that range to take the position. But let's see what Jab can do here. Slipstreaming Pluto down towards turn 1 with the overtake engaged as well. The corner comes up to you very quickly, but as does Pluto's car as he goes down the inside into turn 1. Pluto hangs it around the outside. Turn 2. Will Jab hold it in there? Yes, he does. Pluto has to go off the track just to allow in that room. And through goes Jab. Axe is very close to getting back into 3 seconds here. Three laps remaining. I'm sure there'd be a few more nerves if VRT Lilley was in this race. But
Yeah.
I'm sure it just feels like a Sunday drive at the moment for LMG, albeit he is not actually leading the race on penalties. Again, Axe just creeping in now to that 3-second range. And the lap counter ticks over to 35. So that means 2 more rounds of Mexico City. Doesn't really look very urban, but based on GeoGuessr, I believe this place is actually a bit more urban than it looks. You know, it just kind of looks like your ordinary racetrack. But I think outside of this, it's a lot more built up. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting to think about. Patriot about a second behind Pluto. Nice engine glitch there. But yeah. Any words for this season then, Raptor? I mean, we've still got one race to go next week, but it does seem like we're going to have our champion crowned, and we've had this storyline, haven't we, throughout the season, where it's like, oh, Jack's already won it because he's won the first 2 races. Just hasn't happened.
Yeah, great season. I've loved commentating the Bennett's out, so that
Nope.
means everybody left gets points. Uh, yeah, I've loved commentating for the race that I've done this season. It's been great entertainment, great racing. Usually very clean battles, and it was great always seeing battles for the lead between Alfie, LMG, Jack, F1 driver, and all the other people. Yeah, it's been an amazing season, and LMG is going to come out on top, it looks like.
Yep. Axe not in that 3-second range, so it really looks like LMG is giving it everything to try and hang on to this win, but unfortunately the penalty situation says otherwise. He may well win on track today, he may well clinch the championship, but VRT Alfie has given him some great runs over the past few weeks as well. But let's give a huge round of applause basically to LMG, who wins the Tier 1 championship and celebrates it with a crash into the wall. I'm not quite sure how he feels based on today. You know, it's not quite been the Mexican Grand Prix we expected, but nonetheless, still well-deserved championship, and I guess doesn't matter. It's still the same championship, no matter who's there or not. But, let's actually get these lot in the party. Let me go on to their gaming card and Axe as well. It's becoming a very familiar trio at times. Same with VRT Lilley when he's here as well. But yeah, that is going to be that. Matty will be last to come across the line.
I believe Williams have clinched the constructors as well.
I'm genuinely not too sure on that.
Petri got P6
let me find
off
what
penalty, so good result for him. A tier 2 driver, of course.
Matty spins. Apparently I was told that Williams outscored McLaren by 4 and they win it.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'll do a bit of counting before interviews, I guess. So Axe was 3rd.
And Patriots 6th.
So that's 23. Can this just speed up? Oh my days.
I think then 2nd and 7th for McLaren.
Yes. Let's have a quick look at the results then. As the rain pours in the background, that is how we started this race. This is how it ended. VRT Alfie with a 4th win of the season, and I think that's back-to-back twice now. So LMG 2nd and Axe 3rd, of course. And F1 driver and Jab 4th and 5th. Patriot in 6th place. Great effort from him, by the way. Pluto in 7th, and then Seed, Matty, Rossi getting a final point with Bennett 2 laps down. So yeah, LMG got 20 points because of pole and fastest lap. So that's actually
27. I'm getting a penalty removed.
oh.
Grand slam.
Oh.
Okay.
Let's not go into this constructor stuff yet. We'll let that develop because there's still results to be changed. Apparently, according to LMG, who claims he is today's race winner. But let's start as the game shows it then. Axe, congratulations to you. A podium, a well-deserved 3rd place from 12th on the grid. So, much better race pace today, it seemed.
I had the quality pace in me, and I just didn't ever get it out. I got my banker on my 2nd lap. I invalidated my 1st. Went again. Set my lap. And I didn't set another one for the rest of the session. So it was very frustrating, because I knew I could get into that top 5, top 3 area. And maybe would have been with Lewis and Alfie towards the end. Tire wear was not my friend today, I can tell you that much, but the calls on strategy was great, and I'm glad to be on the podium today. And also, Patriot, cannot say enough about that man. No penalties through, what is that now? 72 laps of Mexico. He's an absolute beast.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Didn't realise he didn't get any yesterday. That's actually really impressive stuff. I'll be sure to congratulate him on that. Another question. Obviously, whatever is happening with the Tier 1 constructors, because my brain is gone at the minute after today. Drivers' Championship. Obviously, you pull away from F1 driver that little bit more, and Alfie is obviously just out of reach. Will 4th place be a success for you?
Absolutely. I was really hoping to be in the top 5 this season, and I've achieved my goal. Also got 2 wins, which was also another goal of mine. So very happy with 4th, and if it stays that way, that'd be great.
All right, thank you. Any questions, Raptor, for Axe?
No, just congrats on the podium, and hope to see you do well in the final race of the season.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Right, let's move on to quote-unquote second place finisher, LMG, who is our champion.
Ooh.
We had to build that up a bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, my first question is going to be, I mean, it's not really a question, but champion, how do you feel? That makes so much more sense.
Less happy than I thought, mostly because it was not great attendance and Jack's not here. And also, I have to get a penalty removed, so it's not like I've won it on track, really. But, yeah, hard work paid off, and it was a terrible start to the season, so yeah, I'm really happy.
So what was going through your head then at the start of the season? Was it a case of I can still win this, or was it give up and pray?
I had given up at that point. I was about 50 points behind him after 5 rounds. So I thought, okay, I'll just keep on going for McLaren and see how we can do, and just found pace all of a sudden, had a few wins in a row and brought myself back into it. So yeah, I had kind of given up, but good thing I didn't totally give up, really.
Yeah, huge congratulations to you. And Raptor, any questions for LMG?
No, just well done on the amazing season, getting the championship, and I'm sure you're going to be up there once again in Brazil. Oh yeah, well done.
Hopefully it is a better race attendance-wise, because it is going to be our final one of the season and on the game for this league. So hopefully it will be a good one. But let's move on to our penalty winner, God knows, Alfie. I don't really know what to say because it's all but confirmed at this point. So, yeah, just talk us through your race, I guess.
Surprisingly, in the wet stint, I had some pace, I would say. Had a little bit of a gap to Lewis at most of the times. Dropped off towards the end of the stint because tyre wear was horrible for me today. And then I just chose the right strategy in the end. Tyres were horrible at the end. Yeah, it was just strategy paid off, and the pace wasn't too bad.
Well, in other news, I'm not getting my penalty removed.
I was looking at it too.
Yeah, I was just watching that.
They said it's driver
Well,
error, so it's kind of fair enough.
I will have a look at it afterwards.
Yeah.
But
It
yeah,
was when it was dry and the track was still drying. I just had to slide and went off.
yeah, we were speaking about that, and that's kind of what's expected to happen a little bit. You've just gotta watch it, I guess, when the track is changing condition.
fair
I
enough.
actually don't really have any questions for you, Alfie, because I don't really know the outcome of this, of course. But yeah, hugely impressive from you again. Raptor, any questions for Alfie?
No, just if you do get this race win, congratulations, and yeah, just hope to see you do well in Brazil.
Was that no line as well? I forgot to ask that.
Yes.
Oh wow. Fair
He was
enough.
That
crazy.
seemed like a sarcastic yes.
Nice.
Was it actually?
I'm still surprised.
Well, you've done super well if that's the case then. So keep it up, I guess. Hopefully one final hurrah in Brazil next week. And hopefully all 4 tiers can produce, of course. So yeah, it'll be our bow out to F1 2020 for the F1 League next week, and we hope you can join us for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And you can find all our times on Twitter and stuff. So if you're not yet followed, ARL_Xbox is a cool social media admin, by the way. But yeah, we'll leave it there. Thank you, Raptor. Thank you,
This is
everyone.
better.
Self-promotion.
Twitter, I mean, not the league.
Oh.
That's political.
Political,
It's a
indeed.
political
All right.
statement.
Goodbye.